Today, I am excited to announce we are going to be doing a bunch of practice. That's going to be fun. Welcome back to DarkenEmber Forge. My name is Owen. I'm happy to have you joining me on my blacksmithing journey. Today, we're going to work on some basics, and I'm very excited to do it. Now, those of you who've been around a while, you might say, wait a minute, aren't you the guy who whined and complained and made a big fuss when you had to do some taper practice? Yeah, I am. Taper practice is very boring. This is going to be a bit more interesting, however. Strange Blacksmith, I will try to put a thing up somewhere, I'm still new to this YouTuber thing, gave me an idea. Take ½ inch square of a known stock. This is 1018, ½ inch. Start by knocking the corners off and making it into a round bar, trying to keep it about ½ inch, and then flatten that. In my experiments with playing with clay in the house, I was able to get a roughly most of an inch by 3/16 inch pad, so that's what I'm going to be aiming for. And then take 4 inches of that pad and make a knife blank out of it, or something like that, and make a bunch of them and get some practice that way. I'll be getting practice with controlling my hammer blows, practice with tapers in as much as, well, some of them will be shaping the ends, edge tapers, bevels. I will be getting a lot of practice that will be very good for me going forward. I'm very excited to begin, so let's get to it. Doesn't look so much octagonal at the end there. Octagonal? Octagonal? Good lord. You know, I should probably rotate that, round that back a little farther. Brain. It's not a perfect circle, but it's within a 1/16 of an inch of where I wanted it. That's pretty cool. Feel like that part went a little deep. Flatten time. Now it's widening out a bit. Very close to the width I want it, or the thickness. How are we looking with this? Come on, slip and slide, you little bugger. Yeah, a little over 3/4. An 1/8, which is a little thinner than I was aiming for. 7/8, that's almost an inch there. Cool. I know I had said I was going to make it 4 inches, which this is pretty much at if I just pop that off. But my clay version was way bigger than it strictly needed to be, so I'm changing the rules and I'm going to make it 3 inches instead. And see how much more cleanup I have to do to hit that. I just had a realization though, that won't work the way I think it'll work. Some to that effect. That could have been pretty awful right there. How are we doing? Gee, if only I had a tool for gripping things. Okay. That can go off to a brick. That can get another dunk for no good reason. Move my assorted scraps off the brick. Okay. So that is pretty close to 3 inches right there. The thickness of it is not perfectly uniform. It ranges from about 1/8 to 3/16. So not bad, but not good. In something this small, a 1/16 inch margin of error is pretty awful. Fucking the hell out of me. Alright. And there's about a 1/16 in the width of it too. So at least it's consistent, I guess, maybe. Now for the ever fun mix of how the heck am I going to hold this and beat on it. Now, this looks so much smaller. Probably won't do much. Not like that. Okay, is there any clue where that was? Holding on to this end. I do have to say, this smells lovely. That all of the beeswax melting with this heat. Take two. Oh, I can see it. Awesome. Cool. Alright. Now, Elwin, you crazy person, you might be justified in asking, what the heck are you doing? I thought you were making simple knife blanks. Well, that's boring. I think this won't look quite as strange if we get that line back up where it belongs. They're trying to keep these whoop. Well, crap. To the fire. Eyeballing a 1/2 inch. Actually, that's less than a 1/2 inch. That's close. Well, even pulling it back to 1 inch on that, my initial practice had that at 1.5 inches. This is going to be way more than I need. All part of the learning process. Learning how much stock you need to section off to make the end result that you desire. It's a tricky thing. Practice, practice, practice. One of the things that makes me jealous about people with power hammers are the dies. They have these dies on the power hammer that they can use to get the force exactly where they need, in the shape they need, and form they need, and they can just swap it out if they need it. Here I'm trying to use my guillotine tool and use it in that fashion with mixed results. You know, I had this idea of doing things to round this off, but that'll have to be done in the dies as well, I think. Have you guessed where we're going with this yet? Why am I feeling like this is just going to twist it around? Probably because I can't see it, so I have no idea what it's actually doing, except not what I want. I can't do that there. I can only do that. I don't want to do that. No, needs must. Now, wait a minute. Whoop. And of course, by getting it arranged, and I can't get a good angle at it. Blah, whine. Nor can I get a real good grip on it. This is probably where I should be using my other set of flat tongs. It's not quite wide enough. Ah, well, worth a shot. So far it could be better. I smushed my crossguard there. You know, I was thinking I would have to make a special pair of tongs for something like this. This just does not catch it well enough. I'm started, I gotta finish. It's very silly trying to do, shit, I haven't even done the corner point yet. Trying to do bevels on something, shit, so tiny. Running out of heat, and that did not help at all. Disc, and I can't get a good grip on it. Okay, it's a thing. Do it quick. Ah, crap. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Crap. Yes. On that side. Sorry, everybody. I've signed her for what it is. I have to say, this took a little over an hour for me to make, and it really goes to illustrate what Strange Blacksmith was saying. Here I am, trying to run before I learn how to crawl. And even when I go back to try to crawl, it's like, okay, I'm gonna crawl, but I'm going to crawl on my hands while kicking my feet above my head and trying to look like one of these, you know, cool calisthenic bros or something. Like, yeah, I did not pull that off. Anyway, I'm going to take this down. I'm going to file on it. I don't think I'll bring you for that. Bring you back when this one's done and show you what it looks like. And we'll go from there. Alright. With this blade, I shall slay the tiniest of trolls. So here we are. Started out giving it a little file work, get the handle in about where I wanted. It is pretty thick there. I started filing on the blade and eventually got very frustrated. I couldn't get to a good spot holding it in the vise where I could file at the angle I needed. So I ended up taking it over to the belt grinder and gave it a little quick bit of an edge to it. It's actually kind of sharp. I stabbed it into a block of wood while I was getting the camera set up. I did try to clean up the fuller with the Dremel. Bad idea. Let's see here. As we can see, there's some places where it kind of went a little out of whack, especially on that side. I tried to then clean it up with a nail with some sandpaper wrapped around it, scratching at it. I did that for a little while before I realized that no matter how pretty I make this one, I'm not going to be happy with it just because of little things like the whole crossguard area. Actually, that's the main thing. Like, smashing that crossguard was the thing that really was just like, nope, I'm so grumpy and angry now, roar. But yeah, all in all, this is a great example of me jumping in without looking at what I'm jumping into. Going, huh? What? Oh crap, there's supposed to be water under here. Clonk. For the next one, I will definitely just stick with the simple chef's knife look to it. One other thing, I think, like a more general learning thing I can take away from it is I really need to think ahead about things. Like, in my mind, it was very simple. Like, oh, I pinch it here, I pinch it here, I pinch it there, I draw things out, and it'll all be good. I need to stop and think over, like, okay, if I pinch it there, well, how do I work this part then? Oh, crap. How do I keep from knocking these pieces off? I should definitely, when I'm doing something, take a little bit more time to think through the problems that I'm making for myself. But anyway, that was my first shot at practice. I'll hope the next ones will be simpler, easier, and prettier when it's all said and done. Though, I kind of like this. I don't know why. Thank you very much for watching and enjoying this torturous task. please like if you like. Don't if you didn't. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Have you jumped into things way over your depth? As always, have a wonderful day.